everybody, welcome to my channel. This is your boy E-Bike Life again with another video, and today it's a big day right here and it's a special build. I got a request from one of my subscribers in one of my videos, and he got out to me through email and wanted me to build him a replica of my bike. So I'm pretty much excited to do this, and so without further ado, I'm going to show you all the parts that I got laid down on the table, so that way y'all can see exactly what's going on the bike. Okay, so as you can see here, I have all the parts laid out on the table, most of them anyways. So we're going to start from the left to the right. I'll start off with the pedals. These are some CXWXE pedals off of Amazon. I highly recommend these pedals. I have brought some for my bike and my little boy's bike, and they spin absolutely excellent. Hardly no friction at all on these brakes, and they come with a Allen. I think it's a 6mm Allen and some hardware. Then we have this buckleless crankset, and in this crankset we have a 32 chain ring. It is a round chain ring, nail rod. That's what's going to go on the bike also. And here's some miscellaneous hardware. We also have this. Y'all seen in some other video. This is a waterproof 250 amp circuit breaker. I like these a lot too, and that's going to be installed on the bike. Also, we have 160mm roller, and we got 180 up front. And we have the bad boy, the Sabaton 200. This is the key factor that's going on the bike also too. And then we have your throttle, got alarm, you got the Bluetooth,
and then you have your brakes.
Yes, we also have the Zoom brakes. Y'all seen those on my bike also. So these are the 4 piston calipers. And
then you forgot this back here.
Yep. Also the UKC1 display. I really like these a lot. Never tried these 750C displays or the SW900 or even the Cycle Analyst. Like the Sabaton with the UKC1 display. To me, it's easy to read. And behind the bike will be this QS205 5050H V3. Different wiring, as you can see, compared to my old one. Also, I have the 3-speed freewheel that I told the supplier to put it on for me instead of a single speed, because we want to have a little bit of gears. And we have the torque arms I'm going to be custom making, so we're going to need those definitely. And at the last but not least, here's the battery. 72 volt 40 amp hour battery. I've already did the mods for it, as you see in my post. I had posted this battery doing some mods. It was very time consuming, and you haven't had a steady hand to actually get it done right. It is ready to handle the amps that this Sabaton is coming out with. So here's all the stuff that's going to go on the bike. I got some miscellaneous hardware down here. I got the tool to bleed the brakes, and also I have to redo these connectors are different, so I have to. So we had the brake kit that came in here has the connectors that fit the ones on the Sabaton, so they're right down here. So we got to mod those these brake switches. So we're gonna do all that. But this is all the stuff that I had on my bike right here, as you can see laid down this table. And we're gonna go ahead and get the bike out, and we got some Max's hookworms that's gonna go on this bike too, because he's gonna be riding this on road a lot more than what I do. So that's the only difference between my bike and his, that he'll be having Max's hookworms, and I have the Swabi Smart Sims on mine. So all right, let me get it all set up, and we're going to show you the first thing we're going to do to this bike. Miscellaneous screws, washers, and nuts. So I'm gonna pour it out right here.
Yep.
Oh shit, go get that, Jaquan.
Okay. Get one.
Alright. So here's the washers that we're gonna use. I don't know how thick they are, but they're like 20 cents each at Ace Hardware. So we're gonna use 6 of those, and that's gonna give the correct spacing in order to fit the calibers right on the wheel. I mean on the frame. So we're gonna need 6 of those. And these right here, the Allens, and these are like 5mm Allens. And this is what's gonna lock the torque converter onto the frame. So we're gonna go ahead and get the tire and the rotor on that motor. So we got the front rotor on, and now we got the rear rotor on. So now let me show you something. Show you something right here. 160 rotor, and there it is. There's some spacers right here. And what's gonna do, that's gonna give that clearance on that caliber from the hub motor, and then it's gonna mount perfectly on the frame to the mounts that's already on the frame. So anyways, now that's gonna vary from bike to bike frame. So if you might need more spacers, washers, of course, but this is the ideal washer that we need for this build. So now, since we got both tires mounted on the wheels, now we're gonna go ahead and start the frame. We're gonna take it outside so we can get this hub motor perfectly fitted and get those torque arms welded and everything, so we can get that on the frame, and then we can work on the electronics. As you can see, I got my titanium welder from Harbor Freight. We got some drill bits. We got the socket and ratchets, a 24mm socket for the hub motor nuts. We got some metal to make the torque arms to be mounted on the frame that I have out here standing up with some rug. Over there we got the spool, 150 amp spool gun for the aluminum. Got my fresh filled tank of argon, and then here's just some miscellaneous tools and everything over here, and you see the rest of the stuff on the table. So first thing we're going to be doing is, I guess we can go ahead and mount this front wheel on the frame, and then we go ahead and get this rear wheel mounted on the frame, and we're gonna hook everything up. So we're gonna be hooking up the welder, the drill, and the grinder. So let me show you what we're gonna need to be doing. Since that the axles on the hub motor is 16mm instead of a 14, I believe, on the 3000 watt hub motor, that the dropouts are a little too narrow, so it will not fit flush at the bottom, as we're looking at it upside down, at the bottom of this dropout on both sides. So what we got to do is we got to take the Dremel, and we're going to kind of smooth it out just a little bit, so that way that axle can drop down and actually be flush with the dropouts on either side. I have to take the derailleur off to get some room to do that. So that's what we're gonna be doing, and we're gonna go ahead and get that front wheel mounted up there, because that's complete, and all we gotta do for the front end is get the hydraulic brakes hooked up. So we're gonna be doing that. So anyways, all right, let me cut this video short, because like I said, I'm by myself. I don't have nobody actually filming me doing this, so I'm trying to do it step by step, so that way y'all can know how it went from this to that one over there. And as you can see, I have a different fork on there. It's the Himalo fork, so I just got that installed, and I got the handlebars. But this is an iconic bike right here. This bike is doing well enough on YouTube that someone actually reached out to me and they want a replica of this bike right here. So it got to be doing something good, and I'm so excited that I can't really contain my composure right here. So this is very, very exciting right here to actually do this for a customer. So, and I just can't wait to get it together so we can take it for a test drive. And he actually going to come all the way down here and ride this thing with us. So that's going to be something to see right there. And I'm gonna have a video for that. And all right, let's get to it and get the wheels mounted up. All right, as you can see, we got the wheel on. So this is just a mock-up, so that way I can figure out how far do I need to make some metal or pieces of steel to go from here. That's gonna bolt right here. You see I already drilled the hole big enough so I can get one of these little 10mm nuts or bolts right in there, and then there's a nut gonna go on that side, and it's gonna hold that torque arm in place. So all I need to do now is get this all nice and fitted and measured so I can cut the metal and drill a hole precisely so I can get that bolted in there. And on this side, so we got a spacer. Hold on, I can't really see it, but inside the wheel, right there, you see there's a 16 millimeter spacer. Only need one, and then we got that nice and tight, not just snug, not tight, where it's going to be on there permanently. But we got the torque arm here, and we got a hole drill right there, and all we got to do is find a piece of metal so I can weld it right there, and then it'll be bolted in place. So that torque arm be secured on this side of the dropout. And I got some paint. I got some paint to paint it black again, because we got to get all that weld off of it. So that's what I'm at right now. It's better to do this with the caliper off, but I already know how much spacing I need on this rotor. So the new calipers that we're gonna put in will just flush it up to the mount. No modifications needed. So, all right. So let me go and get Oh yeah. So let me go ahead and get some measurements on these torque arms, so that way we can go ahead and get the measurements, lock it in place. Once we lock this in place, we can go ahead and get our cable and route it through the frame, and then the next step will be to mount the Sabaton controller. So all right, let's get to it. All right, I got the torque arms nice and made. That one's pretty still hot, so while these are cooling down, I'm gonna get them painted on black and everything, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it installed on the wheel, and then we're gonna go ahead and get that Sabaton controller mounted. We're not gonna get it mounted yet. What we're gonna do, we're gonna mock it up first. Mock it up first, and then we're gonna drill holes in it, and then we'll flip the back over, because we're gonna go ahead and cut the top tube off so we can get that welded. And then once we get that welded, frame be complete, and then we can go ahead and mount the Sabaton controller up, all the electronics, UKC1 display. When we flip it back on its wheels, as you can see, we already got this one on, and to tell you the truth, man, that Maxxis tire, man, looks real good on this. It matches the paint on this bike right here. It looks nice. So I think this bike's gonna be a nice behind bike once it gets done. So it's gonna be an all-day process. You know, the hard part was just to get the torque arms. You got to figure out where you want the torque arms at, so that way when you mount it, it'll be perfect, instead of have to, you know, guesswork and everything and trying to, you know, take the wheel off. Okay, it's off a little bit on the 2 millimeters off, you know. So that's the long part about it. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get that started about the paint. Mock this Sabaton controller up to the frame, get them holes drilled. While that's cooling off, then we go ahead and paint it. And once we get those painted, we can go ahead and put this wheel on. And whoo, that's how far I got so far. Nice. Got them custom torque arms nice and welded up. Also, I went ahead and while the paint was drying on the torque arms, I went ahead and put the chain ring pedals. After these pedals right here break in, man, they're gonna spin like freaking, like they on ice. Anyways, crank arms installed, got them on and everything. Now we're finna go ahead and put the motor in. Kind of had to finagle with the stock one on there. Had to kind of cut it a little bit to get it off though, but we managed to get the nice little crank set on. So I think this ring looks real good with the gold chain here. So yeah, anyways, just want to let you know that that's where we at right now. And I'm gonna get the motor on and flip it over, and then we get ready to mount the controller on. But I think first we're gonna go ahead and cut that top tube off and get that welded on right quick. So all right, tell me what y'all think now. Looking good. Check it out now. Torque arms are nice and tight, wheels tight, bolted on, nice and centered. Yeah, so far so good, y'all. Now all we gotta do now is just do the unthinkable. We got to cut the top tube and get that thing in there, so that way it can accommodate the battery, the big 72 volt 40 amp hour battery. Man, this is gonna be a road demon, y'all. Oh shoot. All right, guys. So while the paint's drying, I just got to finish putting the top cross member on the top of the frame, and then while the paint's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the brakes. So you see, I got the Zoom hydraulic brakes already installed. I got the throttle installed already. So I'm gonna be working on getting the calipers in, cutting the lines, getting them bledded, and I think that's a bit. Oh, that and also I gotta tuck these off right here so that the way the battery won't be rubbing on these wires riding on the road. After we do that, then it should be almost there. So just giving y'all some updates on it. Been a long day. I'm gonna try to get most of it done today. If not, I have to do it tomorrow, and then I know from there we're gonna do a test ride on it. So then call the owner up and let him know that his bike's completed. All right. Woo, boy, still taking a long time. So just got the battery bag fitment. These straps right here is a little too long, so I have to cut them, get them sized up and everything. Going to get the battery. The battery's not in right now. I just had to put the bag in here. Got it Velcroed in, so once the battery's in, it'll kind of put pressure on those Velcros, and that will make it stays inside the frame while you know what I'm saying, the person is riding the bike. And if it happens to tip over, the battery won't fall over, or fall out the bike. So I got the seat on. I had to do some wrestling because of the metal or the aluminum that was in kind of bowled out a little bit, so the seat post wouldn't go in. So I had to get my little handy dandy, I guess my little deburr right here, and kind of burr those little wells out. So anyways, I think the bike looks good. I like the torque arms. I should have did this on my bike, but you know, perfection is the key. I guess I perfected along the way I go, so it's going to be a good setup right here. So anyways, I got to do the brakes. I got to get these waterproof connectors. I got to convert those over so that it can fit the Sabotage controller, which I got it mounted up on the frame. I also got the phase wires from the QS205 already mounted, so as you can see right there. So just got to get the wires all routed, clean, and then I got to fix this right here for the derailleur, the cable. I just got to convert it to go all the way down there because I had to remove the top part, and the top part had these little I guess we just say the little cable stays, so that way the cable won't move back and forth. So yep, I got it. She's coming along. Woo, I'm talking about, it takes almost a day just to work on this to build a bike like this, because man, woo, what a day, y'all. Well, it's nighttime outside, as you can see. Let me open the door, and we just got to wrapping up for the night. The bike is almost complete, so let me turn around and show it to you right quick. There she is. Let me zoom out right quick. So, as y'all know, we got the hub motor installed, got the torque arms all nice and tight, got the battery in. Now the battery's in, so it wasn't that bad as I thought it was, you know, because my first build, it was really bad. So I got the Sabotage 72200 speed control installed, so that's all good. All I gotta do now is just plug up the Hall sensors tomorrow. That's what we're gonna be doing tomorrow, is actually getting these brakes on, the 4 piston calipers, getting those on and bled, working the rear and the front. So we're gonna get those on. Oh man, let's see what else we gotta do. I mean, other than that, we gotta hook the wires up, zip tie 'em. I gotta install the alarm system right up in here, like my bike and everything. And this is all nice, as you can see. I'll show you mine in this one too tomorrow, so that'll be nice too. So got the display on, and I think let's see, that's it. Throttle's on and everything. Got the nice pedals, the 3-speed freewheel, the derailleur. I gotta set that because it's an 8-speed derailleur and a shifter, so we gotta stop it from going off the freewheel. So that's gonna be in for tomorrow. And then the cable, we gotta fix the cable tomorrow. And there's the battery. There is where it's gonna go to the circuit breaker, which is gonna be mounted right here. exactly as mine. And it's gonna run to the controller. So yeah, there you have it. That is it for today on this Project 5K build for a customer. Love the tires, by the way. Those Maxxis tires look really good on this. This is gonna be a speed demo, y'all. Believe me, it's gonna be a speed one. So, all right, y'all. This concludes the video.